Two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Bad Truth is in the building. Yeah, I'm a little bit late. I'm like 3 minutes late. Y'all still rocking with me or what? Okay. I just wanted to check a few little things out, man. I was running some errands and now I'm trying to hit everything and get it on check. Like little videos and stuff like that. But what's up with everybody, man? What's the word? Mental Health Awareness Month. We've been doing our thing today. I'm oranged out, you know. Uh I don't know why. You dig what I'm saying? I don't even know why. But I got it. But hold on. We got to do something. Something just happened. You already know the motto. I ain't going nowhere without the bottle. Turn up for Christ or burn up for life. Yeah, man. What's really good? Bare Truth. Love versus Hate Thursday. Um, a lot of cool stuff that's coming up too, man. Uh, let me see. Uh, Praise on the Ground, Mount Sinai. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Um, they already got me performing, doing like a song and redoing the poem again. The Greater Antioch Baptist Church in Rock Island, they invited me to come over there on Saturday too. Um, they had some people that was in the building when we did our little praise about 2 weeks ago on a Sunday, and I got invited to come over to their church to do the poem. And the poem was called "Tell Them the Truth." And so I don't know if I ever did it on here before. I think when I first started, I used to like do like a lot of poetry, or maybe just do some of the songs that I had wrote. You know, we're gonna probably turn that up again too. Uh, just trying to figure it out. Probably about to flip the scenes and do something different. Try to get like a green backdrop. I got my cousins and them that want to come in and help out. Like so, while I be talking to y'all, I got a little cousin. He kind of suave with the computers. He wants to come over and work the commercials and be able to put the skits in and stuff like that. So I don't have to worry about little stuff like that. But that's a blessing that God to even show you how to think bigger and show you how to move with what He's giving you and to take it seriously. And so when people see you doing something serious and they want to get involved, that's God. Tap in. I'm telling you, He's sending and He putting people in your life, man, to help you, grow. You know. And so I know we live, but I don't see anybody. So let me make sure. Yeah, we live because I can see us over here. Yep, yep. So we live. That's all that matters. Whoever ain't on deck, they'll catch up later. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Uh, so listen to this. Today, the topic was keep your head up. You know, we was basically trying to, you know, uh, encourage people. You remember what the lady was saying like last week, and she did her little thing where she kind of got down on some people. You know what I mean? And sort of like the people that's doing like simple jobs. Uh, they had a little skit where she was with Ayala, and they was asking her, would you date a bus driver? And she was like, if he owned the bus, you know. And so that's how some people think. I hate to say it, but it's really real. It's a real issue that's how ladies might, think about things, and that's how they be like viewing life. And so, only thing I can tell you is you got to keep your head up because, like, let's say if you are one of those people, that's in one of those little positions where you work in a job. Remember, I was talking to Los and how Los was saying, I was mindful that Los used to work at Campbell's, the company, the factory. And so, he was over there making a decent amount of money. But then after he made a few moves where he hit like a little bad lick, fam wound up being the manager of a Wendy's. You dig? And sometimes people don't, they ain't checking for you. You know what I mean? When you work in these little bitty low positions. And so it's sad, but it's a lot of women who think like that and feel like that. And sometimes, you really might just be blowing who God has got in your life. God might have a soulmate for you, and you might just be blowing, that opportunity for that person that's your perfect fit. So um, I would say to anybody that's in a position like that, that's working like, like a mediocre job, and you don't really feel like it's a winning job, so what, man? Give it 100%. Go in there and do the best that you can, but always keep praying to God. Like, show me the next level. What is the next level? And move to the next level, because He got a great plan for your life. And so, Sister Salisa was saying it the one time. She said, she put in the scripture, she knew it by heart, where God was saying, never despise small beginnings. And so sometimes you have to do it like that. Don't never despise small beginnings is basically saying, okay, I'm gonna work with what you giving me right now, God, and I'm gonna give it my best with what I got right now. And then I know in the future that if I can handle this, if I can be a good steward over this little bit right here, that when you bless me with something bigger, I will be humble and I can walk into that blessings. And so if you don't remember what she said, let me take y'all back, and we're just gonna check out what she said so you can hear it, and then I'll check on you after that.
I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, I don't know, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? You. Would you date
If
a
he
bus
owns
driver?
the bus, if he owns
No.
it, if he owns the bus,
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a.
So, a few things.
Okay. And so if anybody remembered that, we did that one on Sunday, And so Ebony K. Williams, that's the lady's name. You could check her out a little bit on YouTube and different Facebook, YouTube channels. And because a lot of people, she raised a lot of bunch of noise with what she said. And then she got on the Breakfast Club and she tried to dial it back, and she tried to, cover up for what she had said. Right. And so once she did that, to me, I played off of that. And so Sunday, we talked a little bit about it for the brothers, you know what I mean? Uh, Trying to cheer guys on, because sometimes, ladies, sometimes, you can really be like that and you can be on that. And the black man is already kind of beat down anyway. He's already got enough issues going on. Some of them is his fault, and some of them is his bad choices and decisions. But some of this has just been a plague from like generations to generations that just keep coming down. Came down from my father, grandfather, great grandfather, all the way down to us to now. And I got like grand boys. And you know, when you got this black skin, there's a target after you. You dig what I'm saying? And so you got to remember that as a black man, you always got a target on there. So now listen, she says all the way across the board, you know what I mean? She done them all, whether age, race, or religions, you know what I mean? Or, saying however it goes that she was saying it. If they're not making a certain amount of money, they're not doing this. They're not stepping up into the jobs to where they can provide and protect for a woman. And she's got it wrong on that level right there, because to provide and protect for a woman, can also be different things. You could be providing for your woman, spiritually. You could be providing for your woman mentally. So brothers, if you do have a woman, and let's say that, she's the breadwinner and she's making a lot more money, man, you can still provide for her. It's just like it's a balancing act. Whatever she can't bring to the table, you got to be able to bring to the table. And whatever you can't bring to the table, if she brings that to the table, that just make y'all a partner. That makes y'all a teamship. You dig what I'm saying? Best friends, ride or die. This is how it's supposed to go. Never be intimidated by a woman who gets money, because that's a beautiful thing to me. You know what I mean? Let me see. Somebody just said something. Okay, Cuz said right. A woman that gets money is a beautiful thing. You dig what I'm saying? And so you don't ever have to feel like I'm not a man because I don't make more money than her. We live in a different world now where opportunities is for everybody, and I got to take my hat off to ladies. They grind. You dig what I'm saying? They grind. Every now and then you'll get some ladies that get out here on like the little side hustles, whether it's boosting, selling dope, or you dig what I'm saying? Doing whatever they think they feel like they need to do in the streets. But the most of the ladies that you know, what I mean, one thing they can do, they will go get educated. They'll go back to school. They'll pick up like two jobs. You know what I mean? And they work hard. You dig what I'm saying? We put that money together and make it do what it do. And cuz you're definitely right. She says we put that money together and we make it do what it do, and I'm proud of our women like that. And because they had to be pushed into that lane, because when you follow the crack era, after what all happened in the crack era, after we was getting the money, and this is where we done led some of these millennials and some of this new generation into think about flashing money and having money and wearing all these jewelry and diamonds. But then guess what? When they got hip to that, it ain't gonna say when they got hip to that, they put the crack on the streets, first of all. But what I'm trying to say is once the domino effect hit, where a lot of guys started catching Fed cases, a lot of guys started winding up dead, you know what I mean? That type of level, that crack ushered in a whole different animal for us. Not only did it just break up our families, it put a lot of dope fiends in families. So now you got parents who smoking crack, and now you got crack babies. You dig what I'm saying? And they passed the buck on ADHD. But at the end of the day, that whole situation from 80s to the 90s to the 2000s, man, that even pushed us farther back. And so today when I was saying keep your head up as the title, I was basically trying to say, hey, fam, no matter where you at, no matter what you're doing, you got to keep your head up. So I got these other two little things, and I want you to listen to them. Now, the one brother, he's going to say something. um I don't I don't think that you're going to be in front of God with all of these cuss words that he's saying, but listen to Pitbull and then listen to him, and then I'll read you some of the quotes and we'll go from there. And man, please chime in when y'all hear something that y'all think y'all can relate to, or something that you think is dope. Please relate to it. Let me see. Let's go with this one first.
Well, let me tell you, I love haters, to be honest with you. I show them nothing but love, and they're the gasoline to the fire, to be honest with you. If you're not getting hated on, you ain't doing shit right. You need people talking about you. You need people saying, I don't like that person. Because in turn, they really want to be you.
How real is that? You dig what I'm saying? I think he said it right. Thank God for people that hate on you. Especially if you're using it for fuel to the fire, to keep it going. Sometimes you need like that. You know what I mean? Come on, hate on me, because at the end of the day, I know what I need to do to keep it moving and keep it going. And so some people, you got to be able to lock that in and take that hate and use it as fuel to keep your mission going. Now check out this other brother. Like I said, I think if he was standing before God, he wouldn't use all these cuss words. But listen to what the message is. Listen to what he says, and I think it's very seriously. And then we're gonna get on into the quotes. All right.
What's your biggest fear in life? And my biggest fear, honestly, was, let's say this. Let's say I don't care if you believe in God or not. I don't care. So this is play a game with me. Let's say you're God, and we have a big fucking long line of people, and I made it to heaven. 75 years old. I'm 300 pounds. I made it to heaven. I worked for Ecolab my entire life, spraying for cockroaches. That's what I did. But I'm dead. I'm in heaven now, and you're judging us all now. David Goggins. I see my name. I see all this shit, and God goes, "Hey." You say, read this, man. And I'm reading this list, and I'm seeing 182 pounds, Navy SEAL, Ranger School, motivational speaker, changing lives. Okay, man, pull-up record, all this shit. And I'm like, that's not me, man. And God looks at me and says, that's who you were supposed to be. People go, what?
Yeah. I got to work on my editing skills, but listen to what my man said. Uh, I kind of had this encounter with God, and believe me, there will be no cussing in front of him. There will be, no slick talk like how we talk down here. He's way too holy for that. But that's neither here nor there. Did you check out what my man said? He said he got to heaven. He 300 and something pounds. He's 70 years old. And then all he did was work like a basic job. You dig what I'm saying? And he did his job every single day. But then God looked at him and said, take a look at this list. And then he reads this list off and he sees all this thing, 182 pounds, a motivational speaker, inspiring people. You dig what I'm saying? All of these different things, Navy Ranger, you know what I mean? And then he says, oh, but that's not me. That's a different person. And then God looks at him and says, no, that's who you were supposed to be. How many of y'all out there looking at your life like right now and really thinking like, who am I supposed to be? You did what I'm saying? Because when I was in the joint, he is the exact type of conversation that he having with him. Me and God had this exact same conversation, except for it was on a different like line of communication. I was praying and I was reading the Bible and I'm looking at all these things. And there's a thing about the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit will convict you, you know what I mean, of things that you've done in your life or if you go on in the wrong route. So every time, sometimes, like when I make a mistake, if you don't hear from me for a minute, I feel like I done messed up with God and man, I'm trying to go back and get it right. I said all of that to say this. God was just showing me. He said, listen, you out here selling dope. You out here womanizing, being slick with the mouth and going to the club and you partying. Yeah, you looking good. You jumping in cars, in and out of cars. You dressing fresh at any given time. You keeping money in your pocket and you think this is life. But you ain't did nothing that I created you to do. You ain't doing none of that. You dig what I'm saying? Let me get my chats back up here. But you ain't doing none of that. You dig what I'm saying? And so everybody gotta understand that you put on this planet or you was born for a purpose and a mission. You dig what I'm saying? And sometimes, man, life will break you down. So, brothers, when I say keep your head up, I'm talking to ladies too. It's like keep your head up, because you never know, what God is trying to do in your life. Somebody had a good quote that was on a page, I want to say about a month ago, and they was just like, some people with the worst beginnings always have the best finishes. You dig what I'm saying? And I felt like me, you know what I mean? Like they might have been talking about me. And so let's get into some of these quotes because I got some pretty deep ones. I got to save this last one for last because that's damn near what I just said. Just in case I run out of time. Let me see what time I got. All right, we 7:20. We should have enough time. Okay, check this first one out. It says, "If you want something you never had, you got to do something that you never done." Check that out again. That's pretty dope. If you want something that you never had, you got to do something that you never done. Now, remember there was this one little phrase that I was having and a friend of mine just brought it back to my remembrance and it says if you always do what you've always done you're going to always get what you always got. You dig what I'm saying? And so that's right around the same lines of that. If you want something that you never had, you got to do something that you never did. You know what I mean? Or never done. And that just means like it could possibly be meaning like, hey, um you want to become a homeowner? You know what I mean? You know what you got to do? You got to straighten your credit up. You dig what I'm saying? You got to save your chips. Now, a lot of times, if you used to just, spending your money recklessly, or you don't really care about paying these bills off and paying them on time, you know how sometimes we get as people, man, somebody send us a credit card we think we own. We'll go max that credit card up and then, man, be like, whatever, holler at me. You dig what I'm saying? Not knowing, you know what I mean? And this is when I was like young and wild. I never really had credit. I had dope money, so I never really had bad credit. But you know, my father and my mom, they credit is so A1. Like my old man can drive on any car lot and just walk away with something because his credit is so good that they know that he always pays his bills. But when it says if you want something that you never had, you got to do something that you never done. That could mean a lot of things. That got to mean like, man, you got to roll your shirt up, man, and really put in some elbow grease. You got to put in some work to get this. You dig what I'm saying? Everything in this life that you're trying to attain, you can accomplish that goal, but you got to do something. You got to try harder than what you ever tried, you know? And I know for a fact that when you try to get it from the streets, when you try to get it from the mud, man, you don't really appreciate it as much as you do when you got a job. You know what I mean? It's like when you working a job and you clocking in for them hours and they give you that check, man, you just don't sit up and blow blow them checks. Now, when I was a shorty, I did. I remember when I had a summer job, man, listen, every time I got paid, I was at North Park. But I'm saying as you get older, you get the picture. You know what I mean? If you want something that you never had, you got to do something that you never done. That's pretty dope. I think everybody can use that. And this is basically like saying I gotta go harder. You know what I mean? In order to attain this goal or to track this vision down, I gotta go harder. Okay, now listen to this one. It says failure is not failing, it's not falling down, it's refusing to get back up. Failure is not falling down, it's refusing to get back up. Now, I thought that that one was pretty deep and pretty dope because it's like this: we all gonna hit a bad lick or we all gonna fall at once in your life. You know what I mean? You got that coming to you. I don't care if it's in a job, if it's in a relationship, if it's in a friendship, or if it's just in something that you had going on, whether it's a business or something like that. Sometimes life just throw you that curveball, man, and it can knock the wind out you. You know what I mean? I'm living proof of that. That sometimes it can just go down, and so the whole time that I was in prison, I just kept on dreaming. I just kept on, you know what I mean, writing, like writing speeches, writing poetry, writing lyrics, staying busy, just saying that, okay, the next time I get another shot at life, I'm about to run it up. You know what I mean? I'm not for none of that. You know what I mean? I'm not about giving up. So, but you see people, man, you see them all the time. Like some people can't, they don't know how to get that fight in them and get back up and get going. Sometimes when people get knocked down, they defeat it. So God is sometimes using us, and it doesn't mean that we better than these people, but He's saying, okay, I consoled you and I helped you in your time. Go back and help them. And so that's basically what that's saying. But you got to remember that failure is not falling down; it's refusing to get back up. So just think about that. Loco Lowe's got shot. He said he was so sick in the hospital. He said he was cussing the doctors out. You dig what I'm saying? I can imagine him being mad. Like Jada. Jada was in the hospital. She said, man, she cussed the nurses and the doctors in Iowa City out so bad when they told her they had to take her leg. You know what I mean? And so just think about that. They telling you about to lose a body part, or they telling you for the rest of your life you got to walk around with this bag on you. This is how you gonna go to the bathroom through this bag. Now, you can lay down and be like, woe is me. Like, man, I don't want to live like that. I don't feel like, this is right. You dig what I'm saying? But when Jada sends her post and you see her doing her physical therapy and she's using her walker to walk, or you know what I mean? When I take her to the grocery store and she's using her strength to get out, to get up and keep it moving, that's inspiration, man. Because she like refusing to fail. She refusing to stay down. Like, I don't care what happened. Okay. We didn't hit this bump in the road. It's time to get up and keep going. And so it's not a failure, man, once you get up and you keep it going, you know? So keep that in mind, man. If something in this life knock you down, man, you better get up. For real, for real, for real. All right, let's check out the next one. It says, and this one is dope. I like this one. Um, he says, I might walk slowly, but I never walk backwards. I might walk slowly, but I never walk backwards. Man, my cousin JD he used to say this all the time. A slow grind is better than no grind. You know what I mean? A slow grind is better than no grind. Or a person telling you, listen, I might walk slowly, but I never walk backwards. And so basically, what I get from out of this one, it's just like saying, I know I'm moving in slow motion, but every step I take is going forward. You know, I ain't, rushing life. I ain't this and that, but every step I take, I'm taking a step going forward. I'm not taking a step backwards looking into my past. And I think some of the times that's where I be like drawing a line with like a lot of my guys, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to keep going back to the past. You know, my past put me in prison. And so I don't really want to, you know what I mean, keep talking about it. And so, regardless, some days is better days. Like, man, some days I get up and it just be a grind, like all day long. I can see it popping, popping. But I'm least talking to people like every day. I'm communicating with people, bosses, people that hire people. You dig what I'm saying? I'm talking to people about haircutting appointments and stuff like that, like every day. My life is moving towards something. And so that's the advice I could probably give you. If you're walking slowly, that's a good thing. Just as long as you ain't walking backwards. Don't be backtracking into your past and stuff like that. Like, say, for instance, if you know you can't drink, then you shouldn't be going back to, you know what I mean, certain places where the drinking take place at. Don't be around people where, you know what I mean, they drinking and you know that you can't handle it. Everybody is different. Some people can drink liquor and maintain and be cool. Man, I get off my square. So ain't no sense of me even hanging out trying to drink with you. because it ain't gonna do nothing but cost me a bunch of money. And next thing you know, it seemed like every time I go overboard, I'm in jail. Next thing you know, I'm in trouble. So let's leave it alone. So that's how that one go. You know, walk slowly, but refuse to walk backwards. I think that's dope. All right, now listen to this. It says, life is like riding a bike. You got to keep your balance. In order to keep your balance, you have to keep it moving. Life is like riding a bike. In order to keep your balance, you have to keep it moving. And I think, well, I probably wrote that one down is because um, everybody remember like when you first learned how to ride a bike, the whole key to it was pedaling. As long as you pedal, you dig what I'm saying, you can keep it moving. Now, of course, you had to keep that steering, you got to keep the handlebars like straight. But the key to it was, to keep pedaling. You dig what I'm saying? If you keep pedaling, you keep it moving, and you're going to get going to where you need to be. Then, you got to try to stop, then try to figure out how to turn around. But that's the key. Hold on. JB Tyson said, I'm gonna read it in a minute, but let me just finish this quote because I want to hear definitely what he says. Because, cuz you be saying a bunch of stuff, but JB, you might want to be a guest, cuz, because that's a long paragraph. I'm gonna read it in just 1 second. But that's the key to life. You got to keep pedaling and pedaling and pedaling. Don't ever stop moving. You know what I mean? No matter what happened to you, man, get up, get out, and get something. Keep it moving. Keep going. Because eventually something is gonna break. Something is gonna crack. You know what I mean? If you keep throwing rocks at a wall, man, eventually you're gonna see a crack in that wall. Pretty soon it's gonna be a dent in that wall. Next thing you know, it's gonna be a hole. And pretty soon that thing is gonna come down. But it's up to you. Whatever you feel like that obstacle is, B, you gotta keep going. You dig what I'm saying? All right, now JB, this is my cuz. He out in Des Moines and stuff like that. And Tyson be down here, so that's supposed to be my camera crew now. Your nephew, he was talking about he wanted to come down here and help me out. So we're gonna probably try to get something going. We're gonna try to take the bare truth to another level. But yeah, this is my big cousin from Des Moines. He says, yes, cuz it's serious that we find our true identity. We were made in the image of God. We were designed for praise and worship. There's a great price paid for our life. That's why the judgment is so harsh and crucial. The purpose and plan of God is that his will is to no man shall perish, but all shall come to repentance and the knowledge of God. That his suffering is never in vain. We have to acknowledge what was done, why it was done, and how it was done. The end times and no joke. I'm studying end time prophecy right now, have been for a while, and the history. I promise whatever I research, no one wants to truly see it. It's going to be worse than an apocalypse. And I agree with you because because I study that Bible too, so I'm into that word. And let me see, I got a card that's mixed up in here. All right, let me see something. Something just happened to my notes. Okay, but listen to this. I understand what you're saying, cuz, uh, because for first of all, um, that purpose and that calling for your life. When that dude was giving the video and he said, you standing in front of God and all of a sudden you looking at this list that God is showing you and you was like, I don't know that person. He's saying it because this is who God created you to be. You know what I mean? Now, some of the stuff that he was saying, it could be done in a Bible study, because I always telling you about what you was created for worship and stuff like that. And so I'm taking a small little bit that's out of what he was saying and I'm giving it to you right. You dig what I'm saying? You were created for a purpose. And that's just where you're going to find your happiness at. See, a lot of times y'all looking for peace and happiness and different things that God did not create you to do. You dig what I'm saying? He didn't create you for happiness, you know what I mean, to be drunk all day or high all day. You dig what I'm saying? And so sometimes in life, we get comfortable with doing what feels good to us. But then again, God is saying, but what did I create you for? What about that? Do you care about that plan? Some people do, and some people don't. And so I totally feel you on that one. And just remember what he said. Life is like riding a bike. In order to keep your balance, you got to keep it moving. All right, let me check this one out. He says, this is dope. So pay attention to this one right here because this is like twofold. And you got to understand it because it's super, it's simple, but it's deep. It says, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, either way, you're right. Listen to that again. Twofold. If you think you can, or either if you think you can't, either way, you're right. You dig what I'm saying? That was dope. So basically, what he was saying is like this. If you think you can do something, you're right. You can do it. If you put the right amount of energy, the right amount of strength in it, you can make anything in this world shake that you want to make. You dig what I'm saying? Now you just can't come up with no felonious, like, you know what I mean, dream, or like, you know what I mean, something that's just far fetched or out of character. What's up, Loco Los? But like if you come up with something, like if there's a mission or like a job or something that you're trying to pursue, if you think you can get that position, you can do it. That's just like when I was studying for them insurance license, man. I had so many cool people like inboxing me saying, man, you got this. You got this. You could do. Because I'm talking about some nights, man, studying all that stuff was making my eyes hurt. It was making my head hurt. And I'm thinking, like, man, why did I want to do this? Then I turned around and got it. And then they didn't even want to give me the license. But guess what? Maybe God was just trying to say, I just want to see, was you going to be faithful? I wanted to see, was you going to go through with it? I knew they wasn't going to give you the license. I just wanted to see what you was going to do. Because as long as I know that you're willing to study, you're willing to put in the work, to grind for something and go get it, guess what? I know you got something in your heart that you're looking forward to getting. And guess what? You just got it just on the strength of me sending you to go do something that wasn't even yours in the first place. And that's how I looked at it. I looked at it like everything happens for a reason. But if you think you can do it, you can do it. But if you hold on to these doubts in your heart, or you holding on to these doubts in your mind that you can't do it, like, man, I can't get this job, man, I can't get with this person, man, no, that's how. It's like you won't. It's the same situation. You're right, whichever way you think. Because remember, we talked about the battlefield of the mind. It all starts up here. So if you feeling like you can do it. You dig what I'm saying? If you feeling like you can't, then there go the issue. You know what you say? I'm gonna put that one up, Loco. The one Loco Los also said the testing of your faith. You said putting you on a bigger plateau, and that's basically what it is. But the other one is really like it's testing your faith. And so I'm gonna put this one up here. Y'all need to see that. Sometimes God is testing your faith. You know, you're looking at a situation, and sometimes God is just trying to see, are you going to be obedient to me? Are you listening to me? Because y'all remember when it came to that insurance thing, I just went to that job interview just so I can show the unemployment office that I was filling out the applications. My whole goal was finishing the barbershop and getting the barbershop up and running. So I went to an interview a couple of days before Thanksgiving. And then some lady called me back and was like, listen, they were so impressed with your interview that they want to pay to get you trained to go do your insurance license. And so I'm like, what? They're going to pay for it. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Didn't know that this information was going to be like so many books and so many chapters. You dig what I'm saying? And so now I got to start it. Now I'm starting to have doubts like, man, I didn't even want this job. But it was so many people that was feeding into my spirit, like, you got this, man. Like, you got this. G Nice already on the side, like, man, I had got my insurance license too. It's money in there. It was like, bro, go down there and go get it. But then the whole time, with my background coming home from prison, you dig what I'm saying? And the conviction, they wasn't gonna give me the license anyway, because they was gonna have to talk to my parole officer, and she wasn't okay with it. And so it just went from them making me feel like I was about to reach it, and then all of a sudden when I got there, it just got snatched away from me. So I was kind of mad a little bit. But then again, I just had to take it like this. Okay, what is you trying to show me, God? Sometimes God was just saying, I just wanted to see was you gonna jump on the computer and study. Nothing more, nothing less. Was you gonna put in the effort? People that was talking to me during that time, you knew I was on that computer. I was on that computer studying. I went and got cards and everything. So sometimes that's how it is, in life. You got to think that you can do it. Because if you think you can't do it, you're gonna fail at it. So I hope that that one touched somebody because I felt that one right there. All right, let me see what time it is. Oh yeah, we rocking 7:40. It says this right here: you will always miss 100% of the shots that you don't ever take. Sounds kind of a little corny though, but dang, that's deep. It says you will always miss 100% of the shots that you never take. How true is that, man? It's like you you're gonna be 100% at failing for anything that you don't try for. You dig what I'm saying? And so I'm talking to my guys when I say keep your head up and don't let nobody like, make you feel like you less than. Bro, you gotta make sure that you gotta take shots. You dig what I'm saying? You ever seen a 3 point contest? And you dig what I'm saying? They throwing up so many shots, then boom. Next thing you know, they get to the money ball and they hit that, and you see how many points it's for. You dig what I'm saying? Sometimes you can miss so many balls over here, then one time you might throw up and you might hit that money ball. And that money ball might bring you all the way back in the game. But you will never know unless you keep taking the shots. If you ain't getting up, beating up the streets looking for jobs. Listen, man, for like the last couple of weeks, I feel like don't nobody want to hire me for third shift. And there's so many jobs out here. It's like, what is going down? And I'm just trying to find a third shift job so I can just put some extra paper up. But I don't stop. I ain't finna, you know what I mean? I'm just too ambitious, you know what I mean? And not to be bragging about it, but being in prison, being in the joint and working for 27 cents. I think the most I ever made when I was in prison was 53 cents an hour. It's like, boy, do you know I will get out here for that bread? You dig what I'm saying? Now there's some 12-hour jobs that I just, you ain't finna do that to me. You dig what I'm saying? And not for certain types of pay. You just not finna do that. That's like half of the day. For like a small, like, nah, I ain't gonna work two jobs and get that. You dig what I'm saying? Nah, we just ain't finna do it. But do you get that? You will always miss 100% of the shots that you never take. Let me see what Cuz says. Even if we can't, the word tells us to speak those things that aren't as if they that we have already. Hold on, let me get this right. It says, even if we can't, the word tells us to speak those things that aren't as if they were. We have the power in our tongues to bring life or death. So in the spiritual realm comes in existence, whether evil realm or whether the Holy Spirit realm. And so let me give you what he's trying to say. He says, like faith. I think that's in Hebrews. He says, with words, God spoke the whole world into existence. You know what I mean? Faith is the substance of things not seen, but hope for. You dig what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing. I wish I had my Bible. I can give it to you a little bit raw. And so what Tyson is saying, listen, sometimes you got to speak things into existence in your life. So you know what I mean? Like when those people was in my inbox saying you got this, or like if somebody hit me and I said I'm studying, I'm going to go take those tests. Like man, I was getting ready to go do that, and that's what I did. You dig what I'm saying? So sometimes in your life, you know, when it says if you think you can or you think you can't, either which way, you're right. So what Cuz is saying, start speaking stuff into existence as if it's already there, as if it's, you know what I mean, like boom, like I already got it, because you telling God, listen, I'm walking by faith and not by sight. So I'm asking you, like I'm putting this out into the air. So whatever I speak on, or like if two or three agree on anything on earth, so is it done in heaven. And so that's some spiritual realm talk. You know what I'm saying? And so Cuz you're on point, maybe you should probably join us for one of the Bible studies. We ain't chopped it up in so long. I ain't seen you in so long. It's good to see you in the Word. I might have to shoot you this link, man, so we can get this thing together. I know Salisa gonna join me next Tuesday for obedience. So think about that. We're gonna be reading the book of Daniel, and we're gonna be talking about them boys from when they first came into the castle to them, how they put on for eating right for God and how He showed up. We're going to talk about the furnace. We're going to talk about the lion's den. So if you got some knowledge on that and you want to join this conversation, I'm going to put you in there. For real, for real, for real. Okay. Let's move on. And let me see what this other one says. All right. No one can go back and make a brand new start, but anyone can start now and make a brand new ending. Okay. Listen to that again. No one can go back and make a brand new start, but anyone can start now and make a brand new ending. Boy, that's dope. Okay. Okay, says yes. I'm serious with this. You have to speak things of the unseen. But listen to that. No one can go back and make a brand new start, but anyone can start now and make a brand new ending. And so when I took that one down, a lot of times when I was in prison, you know, and I ain't gonna just say just me, so I ain't even got to talk about prison. I'm talking about all of us. Has anybody and everybody always been in a situation where you think back on something that you've done and you man like wish like man I can go back. I wish I had a redo on that one. I wish I could push reset on that situation right there. I mean, might have said something to hurt somebody's feelings, or maybe a situation played out. You made a bad decision that just didn't go right, and it could have probably scarred relationships. It could have probably scarred somebody, their life, you dig? However it goes down, like sometimes I just wish that I can go back and just like do right. But then here it is with God, is that you can't go back and rewrite the past. But what you can do is you can take today and make a brand new beginning. You know what I mean? And where it says, no, a brand new ending. So you can take today and go make a brand new ending. So that's how life started. Okay, we got some bumps and some bruises. Man, we got some hiccups along the way. But guess what? Today, we going forward. I like that one, Los. Okay. Your history determines your destiny. And I'm going to say this, let me add this to that. If you use it for the field to change, you dig what I'm saying? And so when I took that one right there, I'm taking like all the bad things that might have happened in my past, the little situations, the ups and the downs and stuff, and I use that to like mold my confidence and mold, you know what I mean? Keep my head up, keep God first place. You dig what I'm saying? When I do that, I feel like I do a lot better. So if I keep God first place and I keep my head up and just say, hey, okay, I hold myself accountable for any decisions or bad mistakes that I made in my life, but I learn from them. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna learn. I'm not out here trying to hurt people, and I'm definitely not about to keep putting myself in a position where they gonna keep locking me up, or I'm taking penitentiary chances or dying. We just not finna do that. You dig what I'm saying? I got daughters, I got grandkids, and I'm about to try to stick around as long as God will for me to be on this earth. I'm gonna keep it moving. And so it ain't nothing I can do about my past. So if anybody trying to hold my past over my head, you wasting time. You wasting time. You dig what I'm saying? You need to find you something else to do because I ain't even thinking about what happened in my past. You dig what I'm saying? So you can bring it up. You can try to throw it in my face. You can post whatever you want to post on Facebook. But I'm telling you now, you are you wasting energy. You better off going to get you a drink or rolling up a blunt or go and fill out an application. There ain't no sense meddling with me. I know too much now. It's like, man, I got a relationship with him, so he loves me. So there's nothing that you could say to me that will hurt me. There's nothing that you could say that will stop me. Nothing. So I'm telling you, there's a scripture in Romans 8 where it says there's nothing that can separate us from the love of Christ. Once I figured that out, it felt like I hit the lottery or something. Like, boy, you can't say nothing to me. I'm out of here. My man said I'm already gone. I'm already gone, fam. I'm keeping it real with you. My relationship with God, it's like you ain't finna come between us. And he ain't finna let me hold my head down. He loved me too much for that. So haters, like my man said, you need them. They give you fuel to keep on going, but you wasting your time hating on me. I'm gonna tell you that now, straight up. I don't care nothing about what you say or how you feel about me. I, I'm, I love him too much, and he loves me back. And so, long as me and my kids is straight, my mama's straight, me and my family we straight. Got to put the right people in your life. Believe that. So if somebody's being negative to you and they trying to tear you down or they trying to hold something over your head, some type of dead weight, or you did this or you, fam, if you living back there, go back there. Try to get you a time machine and go back there. You should have said that to him back then. So you wasting your time. Let's move on. All right, check this out. If your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, or to become more, then you are a leader. I like that. That's pretty dope. If your actions, you, the way that you act, the way that you do things, the way that you move, the way that you speak to people, your patience, your kindness, you know what I mean? If whatever you do inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and become more, then you are a leader. Don't take those positions for granted. Um, God placed people in positions for a reason. You dig what I'm saying? And so I see a lot of times I see people, I see leaders, you know what I mean? It's like and me, I know that I'm a leader too. I've led so many people in the streets the wrong way. I didn't let them into selling dope. I didn't let them into doing so much felonious mess that it's crazy. But also when I became conscious about my decisions, I noticed that God still had me in that leadership position. I was the president in prison of a nonprofit organization. I was also on inmate council. I had my own Bible study and stuff like that. I had a newspaper article. So I know that he's leading me, that I'm a leader. Only thing I would tell you is don't be afraid to follow. You know what I mean? I followed the footsteps of so many other people. So many other people have put me on to certain things, you know what I mean, and turned me on. And so the leadership qualities are in you, you know, and then sometimes you just have to learn how to follow first. because God will put you up under somebody's wing and says, check him out. Now take what he got and add what you got to it, and you know what I mean, and watch what I do. You dig what I'm saying? And so don't ever be scared to follow. I like what Doc G and them is over there doing. You dig what I'm saying? I take my hats off to people that's making moves and doing things. But at the end of the day, if you see these qualities in you, you better use them, and you better use them for the right thing. So one of my thoughts is, I'm gonna tell you this, bro. I told y'all about what happened with the kids. That one scripture that we was talking about. Woe unto anyone who would cause one of these little ones to stumble. It would be better for you to tie a milestone around your neck and to be cast into the sea. So if you out here in these streets and you got young boys, you got young kids, and they following after you, and you teaching them how to be on count, and you teaching them how to gang bang, and you teaching them anything that's contrary to what God has called them to be, you're gonna be held accountable for it. And I'm gonna tell you something: being in a leadership position, it's not always fun because you are responsible for those that are up under you. So you better make sure that whatever you teaching them right. And everybody got some leader in them. You know why? If you got kids, you're a leader. You better be leading your kids down the right path. You dig what I'm saying? Local Los says, follow them, but don't idolize them. Exactly, Los. You ain't got to idolize nobody. God is the creator, but I don't mind jumping in the car with somebody if they going somewhere. You dig what I'm saying? If you on a mission, that way I can learn. You dig what I'm saying? My cousin Troy Lockhart, that's my big cuz. He threw an event. He invited me over there, so I watched what he did. Now I spoke up and got in tune. I got involved when we was in there for the speech, but when he talked, I listened to him. You dig what I'm saying? I listened to my cousin Fonzo from afar. I ain't made it over to his church, but I love what Cuz do because Cuz has always been a leader. I always looked up to him. You know what I mean? And so just remember what he says. You dig what I'm saying? If you're inspiring people to do that, you better make sure you're a leader. Recognize your position, but make sure you're doing the right thing. That's the only thing I can give you. All right, let's move. The only people that never fail are the people who don't try. I think we kind of conquered that one when he says, there is no failure unless when you fall down, unless you refuse to get up. That's damn near like the same thing on that level. So, there is no failure for people who don't try. Yeah, the only people, okay, that never fail are the people that don't try. The people that never fail is the people that don't try. Well, I still think you fail. You know why? Because you're gonna get up there with God, and you, like my man was saying, he's gonna be like, I created you for this, and you didn't do none of that. So you failed the mission. You failed your mission, your assignment on earth. You don't want to have that on your conscience. You got to get up to the Lord and talk to the Lord about that. I'm gonna be up there. Me and Jesus gonna be popping bottles like turn up for Christ or burn up for life. And there's gonna be where you gonna be with your life. Nah, I don't know. They said they're gonna have food up there and drink up there, so I don't know. I might get to have some real grape juice up there. I bet you all the food is gonna be good in heaven. I bet you it is. You talk about that feast. It's gonna be a feast. The food got to be better than down here. Gotta be. I'm just playing. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Um, this one I've heard it a plenty times before, but I just wanted to get this one to you again. Sometimes it's cool to remind you of some things. Kind of cliche, but it says, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Be yourself. Everyone else is always taken. Is already taken." Remember how I told y'all this? Um, God is so unique and so awesome and wonderful that we all got our own fingerprints. Nobody has the same set of fingerprints. That means that there's nobody on earth like you. Don't worry about being somebody else. They already taken. Be you. Be the best you that you can be. I'm telling you, man, when you tap in with God and you figure out what your purpose on life is, and then you add your personality and your characteristics to it, there is nobody like you. There is nobody like everybody is different. And that's what makes the world go around. We all different and stuff like that, man. But there's a part that everybody play in this mission. So find your mission, man, and get to it. I we're looking like on time. Okay, we got 8 minutes. I'm gonna read that last one too. Then I gotta play y'all like one more video. What you say? How you can if you never quit? All right, it's a beautiful thing. There it is. All right, listen to this. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. Self-explanatory. It says no matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. You dig what I'm saying? Take that model with you, B, because that's real. I don't care how I feel. You know what I mean? Yesterday I was very, very put down. The new pills that they gave me, they messed me up. And I remember when they switched the pills on me back when I was working at Sterilite, and everything started shaking on me. It's like you go to sleep, but then when you wake up, you still be like droggy. You dig what I'm saying? And the pills just had me just feeling like I couldn't get it together. I couldn't pull it together for nothing. And it was just like, man, I just had to be still. And so that's been one of my struggles. And I think it's the enemy because, my mission, I feel like from God, is sometimes I think it's so big that I come up under attack. And I'm not saying it's big for me, like, okay, it's something for me to be all pompous or prideful of. Nope. Because a lot of times, to whom much is given, much more is required. And that's a very true scripture. And so I try to tell people I got all of these gifts and all of these talents, man. And sometimes it's hard to put all that together, man, and try to focus on that. A friend was telling me, don't be the jack of all trades, the master of none. Basically saying, okay, you got a gift and a talent for everything, but you didn't master any one of them because you couldn't, work every one of them out. That's the reason why I will stop and pause and just work on the barbershop. Then I took out the time to really start hammering the podcast. The drawing is there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got a big project that I got to do for somebody, and I'm really trying this. I'm thinking praying that you know what I mean, like God give me the mindset to make this some of the best stuff I ever did because this person um is somebody that's cool to me, but you know, if I do this right here, I know for a fact that, what I mean, it can open up some doors. You dig what I'm saying? And so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But just remember that. You dig what I'm saying? Let me read that one more time. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. Never give up, man. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right. If I go a few minutes over, if I go a few minutes over, it's cool. Kendrick Lee. Hey, the Crafts Hans Company. Okay. I have to talk to him about that in a little bit. It says, if you're not sure what you're trying, where you're trying to go, you might wind up someplace else. Listen to that again. All right. If you're not sure where you're trying to go, you might wind up someone else, might wind up someplace else. One more time. If you're not sure where you're trying to go, you might just wind up someplace else. And the reason why I wrote that one down is because, listen, um, it's like this. You better try to figure it out. Try to, and let's just keep it clear, bro. I'm not taking jabs at the guys. You know what I mean? I want y'all to keep y'all head up. So if you are working like a mediocre job for right now, remember all the energy I was trying to tell you about. Just give it 100%. Make sure that you going in there and you giving it your best. Because when God see you do that, He'll always bless you with more. God did not put you on earth to be a D boy. He did not put you on earth to be a shooter. He did not put you on earth to be a stick up kid. You dig what I'm saying? He did not put you on earth to be a woman beater. You're not on earth to rape women or to sell women in trafficking. You dig what I'm saying? Or to shoot dice or you know what I mean, to be a gambler. Anything that's contrary to what God would want for your life, then you already know that He didn't create you for that. Now, that's not to take a shot at people and say, "Oh, well, man, you live, you got to deal with that. That's your thing." You see what dude said. Whether you believe in God or not, that's your fault. You dig what I'm saying? That's totally up to you. But what you don't want to do is get up in front of God and then He show you a list of who this person is, and then you looking all weird at this list, like, I don't know that guy. I know you don't, because that's who you were supposed to be. See what I'm saying? So when I was in the joint and He showed me everything that I was supposed to be, when I started putting the effort in to do little things that He was showing me, He made those things successful. That's what you got to remember. See, a lot of times you're trying to find things on your own strength, and that's the reason why they're not working out. Look for what God has created you for, because that's the things that you're passionate about, things that you wake up, that you breathe, and you sleep. And then when you put that full effort into it, it blossoms for you. Everybody that's out there selling dope or doing something that's illegal, I guarantee you, you got a passion in your heart that's legal, that's full fledged, that God is trying to tell you, like, listen, I'm ready to put on for you once you step into your position. You got to recognize Him, though. You got to recognize and give Him His props, give Him His just due praise. He gonna get it anyway. You can give it to Him while you on earth, or you can get it when your lights cut out. You dig what I'm saying? But you gonna have to holler at Him. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to holler at Him. So you better try to figure that out. You're gonna wind up in the wrong place if you don't know who you are and you just out here just going about it in life. You're gonna end up in the wrong place. Whether it's that judge with that black suit on, or whether somebody about to bury you. You dig what I'm saying? You know, I tell it to you so many times, man. But the reason why I repeat, because repetition is the key to, you know what I mean, making it a habit. You dig what I'm saying? You know, you repeat it until you beat it inside your head. You get it inside your head, then you make it a habit. Next thing you know, it becomes a lifestyle. Then that lifestyle becomes a destiny. You see what I'm saying? So look at it like that. This last one that I want you to check out. It says, "The greater the storm, the brighter the rainbow." How dope is that? The greater the storm, the brighter the rainbow. Kind of reminds me of that phase that somebody had, that phrase somebody had posted on their Facebook page when it was saying, sometimes people with the worst beginning have the best endings. You know what I mean? And so think of it like that. The greater the storm, the brighter the rainbow. And so I just seen some other people when it rained, they was posting the rainbows. They was showing their kids. And when you see a rainbow in the sky, it's ecstatic because it's like God put that over there. That's a covenant that God would never destroy this world again with water. He did that way back in Noah time, man, like thousands of years ago. And he said, "This is my covenant that I will never destroy the earth and water again." But however, the next time he destroyed the earth, it's gonna be with fire. So that's a little bit too deep for you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you one more video, and then we're gonna get out of here because I don't know who this guy is or what's going on in his life. And if you can't go harder than him, I don't know what your problem is. But they said that this is the song for the summer, so check him out. Hey, what is his problem, man? What I don't understand him, bro. I don't know who took out the don't know who took out the time to record him. Love that. It's so true, right on street. But who is dude? He would you say he has passion in his voice? Lo said, "Boy, stop it." Like I don't understand, man. JB said he's all right. Listen, man, I do not know what he got going on in his life, but hey, whoever took out the time to video that, whoever took out the time to record that, to go to the studio and do that, and then get up in front of the camera and give him that whole demeanor, that whole I do not listen. If you ain't if you ain't going harder than him, I feel sorry for you, bro. If he can do it, anybody can do it. For real, for real, for real. So listen, keep y'all head up, man. I love y'all. I'm giving it to you raw. You dig? What you say, Los? He need Jesus. Ain't no telling what's going on in his life. But I gotta tell you, that's not the song for the summer. I'm just gonna keep it real. That is not the song for the summer. You dig? But listen to me. If I can leave you with anything, fam, every day that you wake up, just give him thanks and tell him thank you for another day. Have an attitude of gratitude. Tell him thank you. Say, God, show me what it is that you would have me do with your life. And thank him for it. You know what I mean? And walk accordingly to it, man. And I'm telling you, I don't know what you're going through. If you want to up and up, then you definitely need to be praising him for the mercy and the grace that he's bestowed on you. If you down in a rut, you want to get up out of that rut? Tap in. Tap into God. I promise you, B, you will not be sorry. I'm telling you right now, if you get this relationship with the Father and get up on your feet, keep your head up because sometimes you're going through life because it's a test. Sometimes you're going through it because of some things that you done in your past. But that storm is going to pass. You know what I mean? This too shall pass. And I'm telling you, God got a plan for you. So when you wake up, man, you just got to keep going. Remember, you need haters. They there for a reason. They hated Jesus. You dig what I'm saying? That's the reason why he got killed because they was hating on him. And even on the cross, they was throwing insults. So if it can happen to him, it's definitely gonna happen to you. You see what I'm saying? And so that's it. I will see y'all Sunday. We're gonna do something different. Ain't no telling what I got going on, so we're gonna figure it out. But listen, bear truth, I'm out. I love y'all. Be safe.